of fucking assholes. You know why?
Why's that?
You don't have the guts to be what you want to be.
Oh, is that so?
You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what I make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide. Me, I don't have that part. Me, I always tell it. Even when I lie.
RIP Offset. Welcome to the motherfucking News Underground. I am Abandoned Nihilism. The realest motherfucker on Twitch, bar none. These right-wingers got this whole motherfucking thing locked down. Well, I don't give a shit. I'll scream into the fucking void. I'll scream into the fucking mirror. Fake. You fake as fuck, boy. You fake as fuck. Big props to Soldair, The World Is Yours. Sample from Migos. Big props to Chem Goblin, #1 in the chat, by the way, for this wonderful video. The Impossible Image, actually a trailer. This very interesting documentary that's coming out, may already be out. Fascinating stuff. Definitely need to show more documentaries. It's all about time. I just don't have enough time. Definitely already out. All right. But big props to Soldair. Thank you so much. We're going to be listening to quite a playlist here, starting it off with Brave Razor. The sickest fucking cowbells I've heard all year. All right, but no, unfortunately, we're going to be covering Trump at the start of today. Probably should just get caught up on that. I know. You think I want to talk about this asshole any more than I have to? He's only about to completely dismantle democracy so he can keep his little piggy ass out of jail. No biggie. Are the news good or bad? What do you think? I'll be doing Ukraine news tomorrow. I should have time for a stream tomorrow sometime. Maybe when Kiddo takes a nap. So I'll be covering Trump and then a lot of U.S. news, just a bunch of stuff, including everyone's favorite mass shooting update. Then we'll be jumping on over to Gaza so that, we can end the day on something light. Got some updates there. And I should have more energy because there's a very special segment that I put together called the Bullshit Showdown happening at the very end of the stream. It's actually going to be really long, it's a 45-minute long video, but we're going to be doing something very special for this Piers Morgan video with Norman Finkelstein and everyone's favorite alleged pedophile, Alan Dershowitz. Do I need to bring up the flight logs, Alan? Should we go into the flight? It's hilarious that this man is still allowed to be on TV. He's in the flight logs. He's in the flight logs. You don't get in the flight logs. The Jeffrey Epstein flight logs. He was just my buddy. He was just giving me a hand. He was just, he was like, oh, hey, I'm flying here, I'm flying there. Folks, if you don't know what happened up in those airplanes, Bill Clinton, and anybody else who's really on, Donald Trump, anybody else who's really on those planes, they're getting, Prince, was it? Not Prince Harry, one of the princes. You get back rubs and, other from 14-year-old girls or younger, depending on the clientele and how comfortable they are. And the rumor is, we'll never really know, but the rumor is that, there's recordings. Epstein, that's why he had to go. He had the legitimate dirt on all of these fools. But anyway, every time this man's on screen, we have to point it out. I'm shocked that he's still on TV. It's like I'm shocked when I still hear Michael Jackson songs on the radio. It's like, wait a minute, did we forget this guy's 100% a pedophile? Are we just ignoring that part? That he's 100% totally a pedophile according to the evidence? After he died, the police went into his house. We're just gonna forget that, huh? Kind of a big thing. Yes, Kem Goblin. Yes, you see what I mean? The whole world's gaslit on Michael Jackson, 100%. Would I lie to you, Kem? Am I in the lie? Do I manufacture and sell lies? You know what I mean? Lie business. That's what I was trying to say. I don't lie. Do I need to? I mean, every time I need to look it up. There's a great article that was actually done by a music website that breaks down all of the police evidence, pictures of nude boys, okay, picture books of nude boys, yeah, real pornography. I wouldn't say I was gaslit, more like I just never knew. What's the record companies? I don't get it. All right, let's get to it here before I waste any more goddamn time. Yeah, it's going to be about Trump here, but real quick, I had a couple Elon fucking old Muskie here. I got a couple old Muskie updates. Let's start off with this absolutely hilarious thing that I saw. Why is this here? Hold on. There we go. This is just funny. This video was under Tesla plans. So get this. Tesla plans to lay off 10% of its workforce, about 1,500 employees. And he said, in the announcement, he said it was to make his company more innovative, more hungry. Really, what it is, the reason why you do that is to bump the stock price up for the quarter, to make the quarter look better than what it actually is. So I thought this was just really funny. It's perfect. It's interesting to me though how this twisted society, this currently twisted society, the people that are actually in charge, the mover and shakers of this twisted society are failing upwards right in front of our eyes in this horrifically corrupt system. And if Trump gets out of this unscathed, right, it's really going to feel like we've already lost. It's going to be very deflating, I think, if Trump gets out of it. And I mean, this man's putting tens of thousands of people in danger, hundreds of thousands of people in danger every single day with his badly engineered vehicles. Goddamn Cybertruck. It's only a matter of time before the Cybertruck is used in a legitimate mass murder. It's literally perfect for it. Just as these automatic rifles that they're always using. Right? M4 or whatever the fuck they are. M16. Whatever. You know what I mean? It's almost always the same goddamn rifle. Why? Because it's the most efficient at killing human beings. So if you're going to be running down a bunch of fools... Rob MQ, welcome back. So this is the last little bit of Elon that I had in my US news. Look at this. Look at this. This is 100% true. I looked this up. This is true. Right-wing cope over here calling him the most divorced man in history. Elon Musk admitted under threat of perjury that this is his burner account. Folks, what did he say? Listen to this. Listen to this. This is Elon Musk. Under like an Elon Musk article. Grimes left the king of SpaceX? Her kids must hate her. They probably want to spend all their time with Mr. Tesla. You know, someone, called me cringe yesterday. Or last stream, 2 days ago, I guess. Is there nothing more cringe than this? This is probably and it's crazy to me, Grimes still lives with Elon. She gets to live in like a part of the mega palace. Right? I don't know if they hook up or whatever, but they divorced. He's having like 1 million babies with her, all artificial insemination. Guy's not right. Guy's not right. There are no agencies or something that would regulate cars like the Cybertruck. It pushes the limits on all of it. It's legal only technically. When you see the amount of space these things take up on a single lane, it's like, yeah, this is pushing the limits of tolerance. But look at this. This is easily the most cringe thing I think I've ever seen anybody in the news or, anybody. It's just pathetic, man. All right, speaking of pathetic, here we go. Fucking, that's what I had. Felon Trump? For real? Apparently him being convicted of a felony would affect the election. I don't know if I believe it, but that's what they're saying. So I just got a bunch of tidbits here, but a bunch of Trump bits. Trump hush money trial jury selection fraught with difficulties. This is just the latest one. This was released like an hour ago. But got a bunch of stuff here. If he isn't in jail, then it's bad news. Well, I mean, like, I just have no faith that this guy's going to see jail time before the election. That's how bad this system is.
Well, it's day 2 of Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York. This is the first time a former U.S. president has faced criminal trial, and finding jurors who can be impartial is proving to be a tough task. Already dozens of potential jurors have been dismissed after admitting they didn't think they could be unbiased when considering Trump's guilt or innocence. 6 have been selected so far. Now, the former president is accused of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to cover up a hush payment to the porn star Stormy Daniels in the run-up to the 2016 election. Our correspondent Jessica Lemajurier is covering the trial for us from New York.
This is the second day of jury selection in Trump's criminal trial here in New York City. But selecting an impartial jury in Manhattan is a tricky task. Trump's one of the most famous people in the world, so everyone has an opinion on him. And here in New York, where most people are Democrat, Trump, who is a New York native, is not well loved on the whole. Yet the judge has said that it doesn't matter if a juror is a Democrat or Republican, or if they have personal opinions about Trump, provided they can be objective. elective. The quest is on to find a jury of 12 people and 6 alternates who can give Trump a fair trial. Jurors are being asked a list of 42 questions, such as which news outlets they read, if they're part of a pro or anti-Trump group, that sort of thing. On Monday, about 50 jurors excused themselves for bias reasons already. The jury...
He's shopping for you know, jury members like his life depends on it, because it does. I have some news though. The judge has already rejected. Apparently, the judge can reject his rejections, and he's already done that once.
The election process is really key. The judge is going to be watching closely for anyone who's lying, anyone who has an agenda to convict or acquit Trump. That's what you call a stealth juror, someone who claims to be fair but is not. The prosecution may be watching for anyone who could make this a hung jury. All the Trump team really needs is one holdout for that to happen. Trump would not be acquitted, but he would also not be convicted if the jury failed to reach a decision. Now, Trump's...
And they're there, and you bet they're there. They're trying. They're trying like hell. I even have evidence of other right-wing politicians calling for the jurors to do just that, to lie and deceive, to try and get in there, and ironically, of course, but that doesn't matter, politicize the you know, the process.
Perhaps most memorable courtroom reaction on Tuesday came in response to comments from a juror who said that he'd read some of Trump's books, The Art of the Deal and How to Be Rich. Trump looked really pleased about that. Well, jury selection is expected to take a week or two. The trial is due to last between 6 to 8 weeks.
That was our correspondent from New York.
So, like, right smack dab in the middle of the election, you know, that's when this shit's going to be, that's when we're going to hear the verdict. I mean, perfect. You know, very appropriate for Trump, because it's like perfect, you know, TV timing, you know, prime time TV, you know, perfect. You know, if a TV executive was writing this script, he couldn't ask for better. But here's some of these tweets. Bro, I'm really worried we're going towards a world war. Yeah, you're really worried about that, huh? We're actually a long ways away from world war. Long ways away. Iran doesn't want that smoke. Iran is no joke. It's kind of a joke, but it holds some key cards. It holds some cards. Strait of Hormuz. It's a huge chunk. It's a huge territory. Very likely that they have some kind of nuke of some sort, maybe, or are working very hard towards that. This is all politics for Bibi Netanyahu. You got to remember that. As, you know, bloodthirsty as he is, and he definitely is. He smokes 30,000 civilians like it ain't no thing. Plus, are we up to 40? We're probably up to 40 by now. 30 is really just the friendly number. We're probably much higher than 40, but 30 is the begrudgingly accepted number by most of the bad actors. I just don't want any more innocent people to die. Well, then we should probably stop giving Israel shitloads of money and weapons that they use to kill innocent people with. Probably a good idea. Anyway, back to the text. So I got some tweets here, some goddamn... Yeah, they're called tweets. Fuck off. They're called tweets. Welcome back, Chessbaiter. Listen to this. This is apparently... this is... who is this? Trump's official spokesperson. Trump's official spokesperson, but calling Banana Republic tactics... you know, from Jesse Rodriguez saying here, Trump has to be in the courtroom every day for the duration of his criminal trial. Oh, no. Quote, if you do not show up, there will be an arrest, Judge Merchant said. So she calls this Banana Republic. Ron Flipowski, who is from the Lincoln Project, take it what it is. This is also the law of every single criminal defendant in every single criminal trial in the history of the United States. So this is literally the case for literally every single person that has ever been through this. A felony trial. But according to this fascist, it's okay. You can call him that. According to this fascist, this is banana republic tactics. This is a political witch hunt. Zeets. So, this may or may not be straight up illegal. This may or may not be straight up witness tampering. But here we have proud fascistic at least, proud fascistic MAGA supporter, Rep. Byron Donalds. And trust me, watch any interview with this guy. He is slick, a total liar, grifter 100%, and is very much on board for saying all the right things for all the wrong reason. And yes, absolutely loves to weaponize his race, loves to use the language of progressivism to further his fascist goals. But here, listen to this. GOP Rep. Brian Donalds on Newsmax makes, quote, a plea to the people of Manhattan to acquit Trump. So I think it's because he was very specific about his wording. He said the people of Manhattan. He didn't say the jury, and he didn't say any names, of course. So liberals on Twitter over here talking about, breaking news. He broke the law. He broke the law. He broke the law. I don't know. He's probably going to squeak through this one. It shows you how desperate they are, though. The neoliberals would never entertain anything like this. They would never do anything like this if the shoe were on the other foot. They'd follow the letter of the law like good little girls and boys. They just, they know how to commit crimes without making big whoopsies like this. They know better than to completely lie about the value of your property and then put your name on it. They know that's a bad thing. They know they can't get away with that. But if you notice the kind of corruption that Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, all of them, really, all the neoliberals, really. Who's the one I'm really thinking of? Big friend of the pharmaceutical company. It'll come to me. But they steal their money legally. They make something legal and then they take advantage of those loopholes that they've created for themselves, and they don't step outside that. That's why the Republican attempt to impeach Joe Biden went fucking nowhere, because there was corruption. Hunter Biden is selling his paintings and running Ukrainian companies, and what are you talking about? Hunter Biden, the only thing he's good at is loading a crack pipe. Okay, he's a joke. There's no other reason than my daddy's the president that he was doing this stuff. So it's obvious corruption. But was it tied to Biden in any way possible? No, of course it wasn't. They're not idiots. So they would never do anything like this. I don't know. It's probably technically a felony. Maybe something will happen. Probably not. But the liberals are going bananas on Twitter. I thought I'd point that out. Another one from the Lincoln Project. Sorry, but, they're all over Trump. They're on Trump like flies on shit right now, I tell you what. Lincoln Project, if you don't agree with the 57% and do not want to live in an sorry, it's all fuzzy. Do not want to live in an authoritarian country, the only option is breaking from the MAGA party. It's America or Trump. See, the Lincoln Project, it's funny. The Lincoln Project still wants to pretend like there's a Republican Party to go back to. They're holding out hope. It's kind of adorable and pathetic. Welcome back, Davin. Liberals wouldn't give a flying fuck if Hunter Biden got locked up. Straight up, right? Did he do crimes? Who's out there protesting for Bob Menendez? Not a single motherfucker. Not a single motherfucker. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck, dude. Bob Menendez, rot in jail. You're a fucking criminal. That's where you belong. I'm just trying to find where the fuck is my. I have a black square. Where is it? Hold on. I expanded my chat, but now that you see that black square. Oh wait, is that it? That black square right there, I want to expand it out. Is this it? God damn it. Oh, there it is. This one. Yep, there it is. Okay, one sec. Professional operation. Leave me the fork alone. There we go. But this is frightening. But we don't really need to know. We don't really need this confirmation anymore. But it's good to remind us that, you know, don't be shy. Call this what it is. It's fascism. It's authoritarianism. It's a potential dictatorship, and it's not going to end with Trump. It will lose a lot of momentum after 2024. But really, what direction do they go in after this? Republican voters want to see unilateral presidential authority. So, according to a shocking AP NORC survey, the majority, 57% of Republicans that were polled, of Republican voters, want to see unilateral presidential authority if Trump wins in November. So, but for Biden as well, though, right? No, only my side. Only my side. It's absurd. This makes it official. The Republican Party is an authoritarian party. Like, we need more evidence. And it's only one poll, but, you know, do 100 of these polls. I'll put $5,000, you know, down that over 50% of those polls would come back with similar results. It would actually be a challenge to find these pockets of so-called moderate Republicans. You'd probably have to go to the very, very affluent, very, very rich Republican areas. Maybe those like Republican, you know, Florida-style resort towns, you know, gated communities, right? Oh, you know, well, I like the direction Trump's going in, but even there, you're going to have a big fat vein of, yeah, we should really just have a dictatorship, get it over with. But yeah, hey, Lincoln Project, drop this fucking fantasy that you're ever going to see a Republican Party worth a shit. Okay? It's not happening. You're a bunch of fucking neoliberals now. Accept it. They're so nostalgic for George Bush. It's pathetic. A couple weeks ago, I think last week, you might have remembered, if you're a loyal viewer of the News Underground, which a lot of you are because you're kick-ass motherfuckers. Congratulations on being that. But you might have remembered a right-wing dickhead in the chat talking about how Donald Trump was going to make it, you know, Donald Trump's economy so good, right? That's the lie. Donald Trump's economy so good. Everything was so great with Donald Trump when he was in charge. And I'm like, yo, that shit just happened years ago, man. I remember, right? I was like, you know, I was like fleeing the country. COVID was a disaster, but I'm not even putting COVID on him. But before COVID hit, it was no economic miracle. Just wanted to reinforce that, you know, we were making fun of him. It was completely ludicrous. He said, oh, Trump, you know, because I was asking him, what's Trump going to do for you, man? Welcome back, Father Dari, by the way. But I was asking him, you know, what's Trump going to do for you? No, I'm Stockholm's. You know, what's Trump going to do for you, man? Like, what's your number one thing that you're looking forward to in this Trump administration? He's like, oh, Trump's going to lower my housing, the cost of my house, or the cost of a new house. I'm like, when, where, how, you know? And it was just feelings, right? Because here's the reality. U.S. billionaires have doubled their wealth since 2017 Trump tax overhaul. It was like one of the only policy things that he really actually achieved was a massive, obscene tax cut for the rich. Not you, goobers, okay? With your goofy hats and your goofy chants. Wasn't a tax cut for you. There was a little one that expired. He's like, oh, well, Trump sent me a check. Yeah, I got a check from Trump, too. Had his gaudy fucking name on it. Trump ended up sending me more money than Joe Biden. That does not change the reality. You know, Trump had to send those checks out for COVID, man. That was really, those checks were, that was for, you know, big business. Those for the banks and so that the economy can keep moving, so everyone can stay solvent, you know. Hilarious though. I got means tested out of my second stimulus that Joe Biden promised me. Thanks a lot. Oh, see, I click the X on an advertisement and then it just takes me somewhere else. Great website, USA Today. Hey, wow. So if I click on this X, that this will make the something else go away, right? So I can continue to read my article. All right, let me go ahead and click this X. Wow, I am in a completely different part of the website now. Wow, what a great website. I want to subscribe to this. $5 a year? You sure it shouldn't be $50? What a flash sale, $5 a year. Wow, give that a click. Okay, there's like fucking Skinner box style mobile apps with less obstruction and intrusion. USA Today. I'm trying to read a fucking news article. This isn't Idiocracy. Fix your shit. Fucking big booty boner pill ads while I'm trying to read my goddamn article. How is this something I want to pay for? Does this, and by the way, does this shit go away when I subscribe? No, the fuck it doesn't. I'll do it. I'll subscribe to this shit and I'll show you. These ads don't go away. It doesn't make anything better. Trump media stock price plummets Monday as company files to issue millions of shares. Saw this coming. And this is slightly old news from yesterday. He has apparently sold a big chunk of it, making the price plunge even further. Let's take a look, actually. Trump media stock. Oh, god damn. Oh. 5 day. Oh shit. 1 month. Ooh. Wrong button. Okay, you get the point. Not so hot. I have an article, I think, about a guy that dumped his entire life savings and got completely boned. No, my stocks. I mean, yes. No, I mean, only dumbasses. This was like the actual, like, you know, right wing, because like GameStop and AMC, there was actually kind of a bipartisanship to that was kind of sweet, wasn't there? To that kind of like, oh, let's fuck them over for once. But with this Trump media stock, it's very much a meme stock for the right wing. You know, the people who think Dennis Miller is funny, right? Well, they tell themselves, they convince themselves, right? Yeah, he sold it. Trump Media and Technology Group shares plummeted more than 18% Monday after the company took steps to sell millions of additional shares. Trump, and this is, I'm actually quite shocked because I was expecting him to dump at the least last week, because like everyone should have known. I knew this. I don't know anything about this, but I knew the value was going to plummet immediately, that it was, you know, artificially inflated. I thought it was artificially inflated so he could do like a Logan Paul, right? And open that trap door up, dump the shit out of it, right? And leave everyone, you know, holding the bag. So he took a long time to split this. Now he wants to split it. He still wants to own it. It's like, bro, you got to crater this shit. You got to dump this shit. He could have snagged like $3 billion, you know, after taxes, maybe $2 billion. Could have snagged a cold couple bill if he had dumped like 2 weeks ago. But now he's splitting it in half and dumping that. We'll see how that works out for him. I mean, what do I need to say, right? I mean, the only thing I can say is if you invested in this, you're a goddamn idiot. I mean, you're a fucking moron. You know? It is shocking to me the amount of right wingers who are fully 100% unaware of what they're voting for. The authoritarian nightmare that they are begging to be put in. You know, on their hands and knees begging for shackles. It's shocking. Truly, some of the stupidest people on planet Earth are conservative Republicans, diehard Trump fans. Right? And number two would probably be, people who are legitimately fans of the neoliberals, people who are legitimately defending the neoliberal strategy, right? It'd be like number two. Because it's a very cultish behavior as well with these, these people that are defending blue dogs and defending Nancy Pelosi and not calling out the horrific strategies, the creaky and old and failed political ideas, or how how they maneuver. The number one, it's like the whole operation exists to destroy progressivism now. The only time I see this organization activate its tentacles and really pounce on something and really show that it has any kind of political power is when it feels threatened by a progressive. When it comes to winning an election against the right wingers, it's right back to the Clinton shit. I don't think Joe Biden's going to be ignoring Wisconsin though. I don't know, because I think he just likes to eat ice cream. I think at this point he likes to do that shit. He's like, oh good, yeah, today I don't have to sit at a fucking desk and pretend like I'm doing anything, and I can I don't have to pretend like I give a shit about Palestinian lives, and I can just lick some ice cream. Little update about the trial. Trump suffers first loss in hush money case minutes after entering the courtroom. So I wanted to talk about this because this is funny. I won't go on it too much, but these are just the factoids that I find interesting. This judge really is not having it, and I'm here for it. Oh, I'm here for it. Yeah, spilling the tea. I'm here for it. Watch this space. Watch this space, bestie, because I'm here for it. But no, listen to this. Judge Juan M. Merchan almost immediately rejected Donald Trump's request for recusal in his hush money trial. On the first day of court on Monday, Merchan took on Trump's attorney's motion that the judge listen to this, that the judge recused from the case. Trump reportedly watched stone-faced during the proceedings. The motion argued that Merchan should recuse himself because his daughter worked for a Democratic consulting firm. Wow. Every trick in the book. Merchan said Trump's attorney's motion does not reasonably or logically explain why he should be recused. To say that these claims are attenuated is an understatement, Merchan said. There's no basis for recusal. So just doesn't even entertain it. Like the other one, where he got, the Fannie Willis thing. He got the whole thing. You're going, oh no, it wasn't the Fannie Willis one that he tried to say the judge's daughter, or was that this one? I'm getting them all mixed up. With that, the judge denied the recusal motion. According to reports, Trump appears to be very attentive, CNN Paula Reed noted. So this is very interesting because this came out before the nodding and dozing rumors that came out. CNN's Paul Reed noted that Trump appears to be very attentive. But this was like literally as soon as this is the first thing the judge got out of the way. It's like, yeah, no, you're not going to be able to use my daughter to to throw away this case and delay it even further. Quote, our colleagues say he is looking straight ahead at a screen. Our colleagues also report that he's biting his bottom lip as the judge rejects his motion for recusal. They also report that he lifted his leg and squeaked one out. He did it. Okay, his diaper caught it. More from the judge. I find this really great. I'm here for it. Quote, I will not have any jurors intimidated. Trump admonished by judge on day 2 of criminal case. Justice Juan Merchan slams former president for his audible remarks and gestures towards a potential juror. So this is that juror shopping I was talking about earlier. And this is pretty funny because he's, Trump is like, oh, liberal, you canceled, you're fired. He's looking for the real sycophant. And he also understands this process. So he knows he can't have a MAGA hat wearing guy. He needs a guy that answers all the questions correctly in an impartial way, but is a secret partisan. And Trump, him being a master liar, he's probably pretty good at finding, someone who's a good sleazebag, who's a good weasel. But the judge put the kibosh on one of his rejections, which is funny. The Manhattan judge presiding over Donald Trump's hush money trial slammed. Can we stop, please? Slammed the former president for, quote, audibly commenting about a juror and, quote, gesticulating towards her. Whatever that could mean. China. He's busting out. He was doing the fingers. Quote, I won't tolerate it. I will not have my jurors intimidated in this courtroom. Yeah, I'm going to give him that voice. Fuck off. Said an incensed New York Justice Juan Merchan. I want to make that crystal clear, brother. The former president's legal team, after questioning a first round of potential jurors who could deliver a verdict against him, asked to speak with one potential juror who appeared to post a video on social media showing New Yorkers celebrating. Defense attorney Todd Blanche said it appears to be anti-Trump. So they're going through these people's social media, dude. She said regardless of her political views or allegations about them, she affirmed that she would remain a fair and impartial juror if brought onto the case. You posting anti-Trump stuff. Well, you can't be impartial. After she left the room, the judge lambasted the former president. Lambasted and slammed. Choke slam. Lambasted from the top rope. Yeah! The former president, sitting beside his attorneys as a criminal defendant for his, quote, audible comments and for gesticulating towards her. Gyrating your jelly towards this juror. Potential juror. Quote, I don't want a juror on this panel who lies to us, who misleads us as to his or her views about Mr. Trump, the judge said. And by the way, the judge is calling him Mr. Trump, not Mr. President. Ooh! Ooh! The judge said, adding that he believed the juror remained credible. So he's like, yeah, I didn't see too much bias. I don't see that. So he denied Mr. Trump's attempt to strike her from the pool. Ooh! Ooh! I'm getting all shivers, guys. Is this hope? Is that what I'm feeling right now? Is this hope? So this is great too. Manhattan prosecutors have separately asked Judge Merchan to fine the former president $1,000 each for a series of social media posts that they argued violated protective order that bans Mr. Trump from publicly attacking witnesses and other parties in the case. So he's so they're trying to get him for his like 3 a.m. tweet storms. So they got 3 Truth Social tweets, right? And they're like, he should be fined for this. Prosecutors requested the judge impose at least $3,000 in fines or order Mr. Trump to remove the post from his Truth Social and issue a warning to him that any further violations could result in jail time. Judge Merchan will hold a hearing on prosecutors' request on the 23rd of April. So by the time, this is crazy, because I bet you these are all going to queue up. I bet you by the time the 23rd of April rolls around, this is going to be like $30,000. He is going to because all these tweets, all these he thinks he's cute. This little innuendo of it'd be really something bad. Something bad happens. We will want a civil war. Hey, I just saw that movie Civil War, and I just want to tell you, that shit's going to happen 100% if Joe Biden gets it off. Ironically, it depicts what a Trump presidency would look like if he captures the military. Hey, I just saw this great movie, Civil War, and I just want to tell everybody that's Joe Biden's America. That's exactly what Joe Biden's America is going to look like. Welcome back, Ribbons. Very quiet chat today. I think people are playing video games. Fucking nerds. But hey, at least they're still trying to get news. So anyway, look forward to this. This is going to be really, really funny. Mr. Trump might actually be going to jail, dude. I might have a little hope. If you want to, welcome back, Estonian. Thank you, by the way, for coming back. All your views are 100% the most valuable thing to me. No, I'm not yet. But no, I have about 5% hope now, guys. It was at 1%. Now I'm at 5% hope that he will be convicted. That he'll be convicted. Is the man going to see jail time? Maybe I'm at 4% jail time. Jail time? I don't. It's like I don't want to spoil it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to jinx it. I'm afraid to be hopeful about him going. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be just completely shocked and floored. I don't want to like jinx it with any kind of bravado. I want to be totally zero bravado, totally humble. Please, you know, like begging to whatever God exists, you know, to all of them. Please, Buddha. Is he a god? Buddha's not a god. I always get that messed up. This is great from the Daily Beast, which isn't was this used to be a right-wing outlet, or is this doing like the Drudge Report thing where they're never Trump? Well, no, the Drudge Report is Trumper now. They're MAGA all the way. I don't know, I thought the Daily Beast was right-wing, but Trump is already losing in court and the judge isn't playing. 10 reasons why we're here for it. No patience. Slap. Better slap a no patience on that one, Jose Piguilary. Oh, I don't even see no patience. How do I know there was patience or not? Slap a no patience on that. Approved. Welcome back, Woke Patriot. We've got a couple articles from you today. Thank you so much for your contributions in the Discord, as well as Chem Goblin. Those wonderful Ukraine articles that are definitely queued up, for sure. So Trump's already losing in court, and the judge isn't playing. Trump's first day in court was marked by failed requests, little patience, quick naps, and a new timeline that indicates this trial could go much larger than initially expected. I'm Casey Kasem, here to tell you all about Trump. I'm Casey Kasem, here to tell you why we should make America great again. The jurors haven't even been selected yet. The trial really hasn't even started. They're doing this man so wrong. Oh, yeah? Who's they? The justice system? You can't accept the truth that Joe Biden has nothing. Joe Biden is so hands-off, it's frustrating. Oh, yeah, the FBI. Do you have any proof? Give me a shred of evidence. You stupid motherfucker. Give me a fucking piece of evidence. There's no evidence to back that up. You got nothing, dude. Are you kidding me? Joe Biden picked a fucking weak noodle AG with Merrick Garland, who almost refused to do his job for 2 fucking years. Had to put a special counsel in charge. All of these what we're seeing isn't even the work of Merrick Garland and the Justice Department. What we're seeing is this is state fucking judicial systems. The fact he got arrested, bro, you have nothing. You have less than nothing. It's pathetic, dude. Pathetic. What is Trump gonna do for you if he wins in 2024? What is Trump gonna do for you? What is dictator Trump what's the number one thing you're looking forward to? You know, this desire to dismantle everything and right? You know, get rid of it. Come on, man. That's pathetic. Get the crowd pumped. I'm asking you a legitimate question. What is your policy desire out of Trump? What do you think he's going to do for you? Lower your gas prices? How is that going to happen when he lets oil companies do whatever the hell they want? Right? Your wages at your job going to get any higher? Insurance going to get any cheaper? The cost of goods and services going to get any cheaper? None of that is true. What in the fuck is this man going to do for you? Besides what? Make me pissed off? Gun seller licenses for gun show. That's your number one concern. Gas through the roof. Price of milk and eggs through the roof. You're worried about gun seller licenses for gun show. Okay. I'm gonna ignore you now, and if you continue to antagonize the chat with your absolute complete nonsense, I'm gonna ban your ass. Okay, that's okay. Thank you. All right, that's all I needed to see. Bye bye. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, thanks. Okay. Trump is already losing in court, and the judge isn't playing. I'm Casey Kasem. Am I going to do the whole thing all over again? No. New York Supreme Court Justice Juan Merchan displayed little patience for as he insisted on calling him Mr. Trump. That the judge is already over the former president's antics is abundantly clear. And as Trump lawyers repeatedly tried to push the bounds of the trial's restrictions, it became increasingly evident that the judge isn't going to extend the former president the latitude he seeks, and is accustomed to expecting. Quite frankly, he's been receiving, hasn't he? It's unbelievable watching the Justice Department, of states and federally bend over backwards to protect this man, and you got these whiny bitches. Oh, they're going after my dictator. They're going after my dictator. Whoa. I can't wait till he's in charge so my dictator can go after all my enemies. Politically using the justice system to go after all my enemies. Can you believe Joe Biden is doing that? He totally isn't. In fact, there's an argument that he's sitting on his hands, that there's so much more that he could have done by picking an AG worth a damn. He's actually, the whole world is bending over backwards to appease this child in diapers called Donald Trump and his sycophantic friends. Oh my God. Oh God. They're so, no one's ever been prosecuted like he is. Oh my God. It was Jesus Christ and then it was Trump. I've never seen a man more, victimized than he. It's pathetic. These are supposed to be tough guys, patriots, independent, liberty-loving fucking Americans. And they're pathetic, boot-licking bitches. Clogging up my chat with a bunch of fucking nonsense. For a trial that could extend past 2 months. No, Trump can't skip court to attend his historic showdown at the Supreme Court next week. We'll be covering that. Yes, if he plays hooky, he'll spend the next few days in a New York City jail and be tried in absentia. Oh my God, push it, do it. He's pushed it. He's pushed it with the libel. He's pushed it with the intimidation of judges and juries, and basically gotten away with it. Feels very emboldened. Push it. Play hooky. Don't show up. Do like a big campaign event instead. Right? Do it. I want to see it because this judge seems like he might actually put his ass in a fucking drunk. What is he gonna do? Put him in the drunk tank with the Secret Service officers in there too? Handcuff everybody together? No, his lawyers can't have an extra day to file paperwork they should have filed 2 months ago. The delay tactics never end. This is a very common tactic that they use. They wait until like the final minutes in some cases. They'll submit paperwork to request extensions like minutes before the extension, the deadline is up. And he will be able to will he be able to attend Little Baron's high school graduation next month? Maybe, but don't count on it. He ain't going to that. He's got bigger fish to fry. It didn't help that Trump's lead defense lawyer, Todd Blanche, tried to squeeze out a day for his client to miss court next week, letting it slip that Trump, who oscillated between stone-faced scowls and dozing off in court on Monday, really truly didn't seem to want to be present. Quote, "We aren't even supposed to be here," Blanche said in the last few minutes of the day, only to have the judge in front of him snap to attention. Merchant shot back, "Because he'd rather be campaigning?" Question mark. Damn, dude. Damn. He's like throwing in a little sass, like as they're like putting their papers away and finishing up for the day. And he throws out a little comment like that. Judge fucking, oh, why? Why's that? He really is. He's like, no, dude. He's this guy might be the hero of democracy. What he meant, Blanche clarified, was that the GOP presidential candidate is opposed to having this historic trial in the middle of an election year, but Merchan was having none of it. He warned that the Trump team that he'd already chucked aside those complaints. So that was all before this began, right? This is all part of that, and that they shouldn't be brought up again. Right, so that's what's so great about this system is that Trump's gaslighting and all these techniques that he uses to fool people and these all these techniques that doesn't work in a court of law, because it's like, okay, here's your complaint, we check the validity of that complaint, is it considered legitimate? If it's not considered legitimate, you're not allowed to bitch about that for the rest of the fucking trial. It's off the plate. Which is just great, right? Because that's one of Trump's favorite techniques, which is like, okay, he says a lie, demonstrably proven it's a lie, and he just repeats it over and over and over and over and over again, right? Oh, who was that fella? Who was that fella from the 1940s? Was it Charlie Chaplin? It was a buddy of Charlie Chaplin. His name was Joseph Goulash. Said something about that. Good old Joseph Goulash goes to the son's graduation, the son that was in the womb while he fucked a porn star. Oh, Daddy, I thought you loved me. I look forward to Barron having nothing to do with politics. I think that kid is going to run away from politics, You know what I mean? Trump is going to make Los Angeles great again, really. Hey, Mudry. What is Trump going to do for you? So say he wins in 2024, just like you want. What is he going to do for you? What is the number one policy that you're looking forward to? He gets in charge, right? Day one, he starts draining the swamp. What is that? How is that going to get to you? What are you looking forward to in your life once Trump is the president? Anyway, this is a great article. I don't have time to bloviate through all of it, but I highly recommend reading it. It's very entertaining. Trump, okay, you haven't answered. There's the link right there. Daily Beast. I don't know. I guess Daily Beast is what? Never Trumpers. Are they still right wing? I don't know what's going on with them. This was funny from your boy Davey. Thank you, Davey. Hope you're doing well. Trump will end all wars. It really does remind me of the Obama fervor of really just filling in the blank. One phone call. I mean, do you legitimately, at the core of your heart, I mean, look, I know you're trolling or whatever, but like, do you really truly believe that? Just let it, it's okay. I'm going to ban you in a couple seconds anyway, right? But you don't really actually believe that, right? You don't truly actually believe that with one phone call, Mr. Putin and the war is going to end. Because Zelensky and Ukraine are going to fight back with or without the United States. They're going to fight, not to the last, I doubt to the last man. You know what I mean? I don't see that going down to the last man. I don't think Zelensky would put his people through that. But they're going to put up one hell of a fight with or without the United States. There's no way in hell it's going to stop day one. No way in hell. So I know, Davin, isn't it? It's like they don't really believe it, though. They don't really believe it. Anyway, from your boy Davey, this is a funny little Freudian slip from fellow January 6th architect Mike Johnson, the current doctor of death for Ukrainian frontline soldiers. Not exclusively, not solely responsible, but happy to be responsible for holding back aid that is absolutely essential to frontline fighters, in the Ukrainian-Russian war. Mike Johnson pointed at Donald Trump when talking about hardened criminals. Just a Freudian slip here. It's Lincoln Project level shit, but it's kind of interesting.
Everybody from around the world to come here, including hardened criminals,
Yeah, so I mean, it's also the camera. I think if you look at the microphone right here, this is a camera that's on the right, or on the left. Well, it's on his right, on our left, right? So it's over here, pointed at an angle. So it was likely he was pointing maybe behind him and not directly at Trump, but the angle makes it look like he's pointing directly at Trump. Whatever. It's one of those, it's whatever.
hardened criminals.
That is interesting that Trump looks over, though. That is kind of interesting. But God, look at him with his clown makeup, too, man. Emperor has no clothes. Looks super Sling Blade, totally. With his fucking neck gina wide open. But get a higher collar, man. Cover this up. It's not safe for work, dude. Flapping lips. Jesus. So this is that guy from Truth Social, lost $500,000 fucking dollars to Truth Social. Listen to this. Tom Sass, the 40-year-old founder of a cloud computing startup in Chicago who says he twice voted for Trump for president, counts himself among the injured. In October 2021, when Digital World's merger announcement sparked a stock market frenzy, Sass bought nearly 1,200 shares at $70. Is that even possible? Because we looked at the highest. At the highest, it was like 66. So maybe right around there. Maybe all the fees and fines, it was $70. But I mean, at the peak, that was at the very, very peak. Look back, borderline feline. Yeah, easy come, easy go. So he bought at the peak. Then, while listening to investing YouTubers predict the stock could go to $300, he said he felt a deep fear of missing out, saying, "FOMO hit me hard." Wow. Okay, I mean I think this person's trolling, so I'm just gonna give him a timeout. Maybe he'll want to come back and try to entertain us one more time. So he'll avoid a ban. This is the great Trump kind of gave it away. You know what I mean? The great Trump kind of gave it away. So. Better luck next time, buddy. Give you 30 minutes. You can try to trigger me again, okay, honey? He entered a market order to buy thousands more shares, expecting he would get them at 90. But the stock's volatility led to a halt in trading. When the stock came back online, he said his order was unexpectedly filled at the stock's all-time high, $170 a share, draining his entire account. Okay, so the numbers I were looking at must have been incorrect or something. So it halts because of chicanery. Kicks back in. His order, he spammed the order button. Kicks back in at the high fucking rate. All in all, he spent more than $516,000 in cash on Digital World shares, according to investment account documentation he provided. Quote, "This was basically my life savings," he said, adding that he doesn't own any property and drives a 2011 Ford Fiesta. I was almost run off the road by a Ford Fiesta, fun fact. That's a Russian username, by the way. Thank you, Chem Goblin. You got a keen eye. I mean, Woke Patriot, they're so pathetic. Come on with this. All right, last little bit of Trump bullshit. I thought I would end on this before we get to Justice Clarence Thomas. Just the worst. Just the worst. So before we do that, I thought I'd show this. The Good Liars, they're hilarious. funny guys. It's always classic stuff. You're not exactly changing any minds per se, right? It's not really about changing minds. It is about exposing the absurdity, which can be very informative for some people. For a lot of people, though, it's like, oh, that's mean-spirited. You just making fun of poor people. Like, no, they're making fun of stupid people. Big difference. Clarence looked like he's a farter big time. New layout of X is so annoying. Is there any way to change it back to the old way? Not until Elon leaves. This motherfucker is going to be charging people new accounts. This is the rumor that Elon is going to be charging. Twitter is going to be charged. So if you create a new account, you're going to have to pay, like, you know, initially like a one-time fee to be able to post. You'll be able to, I think, like, and you'll be able to read and subscribe to stuff. So it'd be like read-only mode, basically. But if you want to post yourself, it'll be like a one-time fee, probably $5, $10, who knows. Just totally ruins the entire thing. But that's what it's going to take. It's going to, you know, Trump, it's really amazing because Twitter was really, really, really important to society. And it's kind of interesting to watch how society is, you know, gets used to something like this, like Twitter, and then, you know, it's like it's being intentionally churned. It's in shitifying. It's intentionally being churned to shit. But it's like, well, there's not really a good alternative. It's like we've already, this is like that. This was like Twitter was like that, was kind of like an essential part of, it was like the world's bulletin board, kind of, not to fluff it up, but, you know, it's just really hard to replace. Imagine you're living on Mars in Musktown and he's like, yeah, the air is now not free. That's literally Total Recall. That's literally Total Recall. That was one of he kept turning off the oxygen in various areas that had rebels disagreed with him. Fucking Elon Musk over here gonna create a Quado. That's just what we need. Oh wait, the Quado stuff was the simulation. The Quado stuff was never real. Oh, that's right. Shit, that movie's awesome.
We're outside a Trump rally now. Trump is just selling Bibles for $60.
I'm proud to be partnering with my very good friend Lee Greenwood. Who doesn't love his song God Bless the USA, in connection with promoting the God Bless the USA Bible.
So we created our own Bible, the Trump Bible. Get your Bibles, get your Trump Bibles here. The good book is now a great book.
It's like the Bible, but better. The Bible's out of date. This is making the good book great again.
Would you guys like to get grifted? I'm selling Bibles.
They're cautionary parables. There's so much to be learned from Donald Trump's life.
This is a passage from the Trump Bible.
One day, a great plague swept across the land, spreading fear and devastation in its wake. As the death toll mounted and communities cried out for help, Donald Trump found himself faced with a grave test of leadership. Donald Trump said unto the people, I see the disinfectant that knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning?
I see the disinfectant that knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. Is there any way we could do something like that? Injection or something? Almost like cleaning?
Donald Trump said unto his servants, I shall change the path of the hurricane with thy Sharpie.
Among the listeners was a humble tradesman named Billy Bush, who listened in shock and dismay as Donald Trump boasted about his ability to take whatever he desired, regardless of consent or consequence. And Donald Trump said unto Billy Bush, when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
This is the Obama passage. Fueled by his bigotry and ambition, Donald Trump spared no effort in spreading his malicious lie far and wide, hoping to sow doubt and division among the people and seize power for himself. Trump said unto the people, check his birth certificate. This is from election 2020. As the ballots were counted and as the results announced, it became clear that Donald Trump had not secured enough votes to win the election and remain in power. However, instead of accepting the outcome with grace and dignity. Donald Trump refused to concede defeat. Donald Trump proclaimed the election to be fraudulent and rigged.
As chaos unfolded, a voice echoed from the heavens, calling out to Donald Trump and urging him to heed the principles of justice and democracy. Respect the will of the people, the voice implored, and accept the outcome of the election. For the strength of our nation lies in its adherence to the rule of law and the peaceful transfer of power. But Donald Trump, blinded by his pride and ambition, turned a deaf ear.
Trump Bible, cautionary parables, all the stuff not to do, really.
A great storm was coming across a great land. And Donald Trump said unto his servants, I shall change the path of the hurricane with this Sharpie. How did that make you feel, that Bible story?
It's not a Bible story.
No, it is a Bible story. It is. It's in the Trump Bible. See? Trump Bible, and it's a story in it, so it's a Bible story.
We must protect content that is pro-God.
There is only one Bible.
No, the old Bible is a little out of date, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, this making the good book great.
It's not out of date. The world
Trump
is out
not
of date.
God. God picked Trump to lead us.
This is a new book of the Bible.
Going to hell for that.
I'm going to where?
Straight to hell.
Going to hell? I'm going to hell because I made the Trump Bible?
Because of what you're doing.
Let's see your book.
What is that?
What is it?
So it's the Trump Bible. It's brand new Bible stories based on the life of Donald Trump.
No brand new Bible, because I mean, there's one Bible. It's a mockery.
It's not a mockery. No, it's a better version.
No, it's a better. Stop trying to exploit people.
No, that's blasphemy to sell Bibles, isn't it?
Oh, it's blasphemy to sell Bibles?
Yeah, isn't it?
I guess so, but Donald Trump's selling $60 Bibles right now.
I know, I can't believe it.
We love God.
Listen, the Bible says no scriptures of any private interpretation, so it's not given by man, it's given by God.
But so what did you think about Donald Trump selling it for $60?
Well, I'm not going to buy one, that's for sure.
No, I don't think so.
Donald Trump has been selling the Bible.
I think he does.
He does sell it.
Lee Greenwood.
With Lee Greenwood.
I'm proud to partner with Lee in this offering. He's a very special man.
But is selling Bibles to supporters a grift?
And we have to protect anything that is pro-God.
But as his presidency came to the end, Donald Trump's thirst for wealth and power knew no bounds. Blinded by greed and ambition, he concocted a deceitful scheme to exploit the trust and devotion of his followers. Turning to the sacred scriptures for inspiration, Donald Trump saw an opportunity to profit from the faith of his loyal followers. He commissioned the printing of countless Bibles.
I think you all should get a copy of God Bless the USA Bible now and help spread our Christian values with others.
Don't listen to the words of grifters. Okay, be wary of grifters. Like people trying to sell you $60 Bibles.
It's a grift, right?
Oh, yeah, I want to buy anything from you. No way, man.
You said you would.
No, I won't.
You just said, hey, I want to buy anything from you. You said you'd buy anything from me.
I wouldn't buy anything from you.
I didn't hear the wooden part. Maybe I misheard you. The Ten Commandments. Thou shalt commit adultery.
Thou shalt put no other person above Trump.
Thou shalt steal.
Thou shalt commit false witness against thy neighbor. It means you can lie.
Why is it just the opposite of the actual?
Oh, it's the Trump version of it.
I don't think Trump would believe in that.
You don't think Trump has cheated on his wife?
He probably did.
Yeah. You don't think he said on tape that he wanted to have sex with a married woman?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And you don't think he's lied?
Of course.
Okay.
He's lied.
You don't think he's stolen before?
I don't know if he stole it.
No.
What did he steal?
He tried to steal the election.
Well, this is different. This is the Trump Bible, but he's selling his. We're trying to grift people on our own.
Would you like a Trump Bible?
It's just trying to grip people too.
Only $10.
Oh, $10?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll each take one, but I would better get $10.
Can I read you the Trump commandments?
Well, follow us.
Sure.
We don't want to keep the thing here.
Thou shalt put no person above Trump. Thou shalt commit adultery. Thou shalt kill.
Here, sweetie.
Thou shalt covet thy neighbor's wife.
We just sold a Trump Bible here. There you go.
Here's another 10. Ooh.
So many things to learn in there. A lot of stuff is about what not to do.
The good book is now a great book. We sold 3 Bibles today. 4, actually. One returned, unfortunately. But I think all in all, we realized it's kind of easy to grift people here at the Trump rally.
There you have it. Let's make America pray again. God bless you.
I mean, I was about to like criticize them for it's like it's kind of an obvious one, it's kind of like, you're putting, it's an easy one for the right wing to brush away. But no, they sold some Bibles. Look at how easy it is. Oh, you poor. And look at the right to their body, to women, the right to their body autonomy being stolen from them. Oh, here you got $10. Here you go. Wow. Shocking stuff. Absolutely shocking stuff. That's a really nice thumbnail. That's one of those good thumbnails that I should show on stream. U.S. News. I can't even sell a single Bible. I could probably sell a Bible if I wanted to. That's all you got to do. Slap Trump's name on it. Bunch of rubes. They would have sold a lot more if they weren't obviously, doing the, Trump's 10 Commandments stuff. I bet you a lot of those t-shirt guys are like apolitical, like they don't even vote. Oh, big Trump fan. Yeah, get this, take it up the ass Joe Biden shirt. There you go. Yeah. Real cheap price, $45 each. On sale. So guys, this is crazy, Clarence Thomas, he just had a rumbly in his tummy. He Ice King Bibles exclusive, $59, the end of the stream. Pick it up, folks. It's quite a deal. But no, Clarence Thomas over here had a rumbly in his tummy. Had to sit out. Why? Gosh, why? U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas was absent for oral arguments over whether accepting illegal gratuities without a quid pro quo is prohibited, and what test courts should apply when determining whether malicious prosecution claims can proceed. What a coinky dink. So on the day that they're hearing oral arguments about taking bribes, Justice Thomas decides, geez. It's a Mylanta Monday. I'm going to sit this one out. Now, is he going to recuse himself when it comes to making a decision on bribes, legalized bribery that he's participated in? Oh, you can bet he's gonna, yeah, oh yeah. He's still voting. He doesn't have any questions. He never has questions. The man is a rubber stamp for the right wing and has been for decades. He's one of the most pathetic Supreme Court justices in American history. Nakedly partisan. Seemingly uninterested in doing his job, uninterested in hearing arguments or anything. He's just, what do the Republicans want? Okay, that's it. That's what I vote for. And he's been materially rewarded for his behavior. I thought I had I guess I only had that one. I'm not going to read the article. I think I had two articles. Maybe I edited that out. But yeah, big shocker. Didn't show up. He's absolutely going to vote on it. And he's going to vote, yes, of course, legal bribery is okay. Appreciates the finer. It said that Clarence Thomas appreciates the finer things in life. He's a simple man. He only wants the finest thing. So it's welcome back to the Mad TV era. The early 2000s. The 2002, 2003, 2004. Welcome back to the era of anti-Muslim bigotry being totally normal and okay. Thanks to characters like ghoulish characters like Marsha Blackburn, and big props as well to Woke Patriot for these articles. Thank you for sharing them. He's the Times subscriber that's sharing them with me. But thanks to ghouls like Marsha Blackburn, who is going after universities on anti-Semitism. Oh no!
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Right, and what is it? What qualifies as anti-Semitism according to Marsha Blackburn? Being Muslim, just existing as a Muslim, you're anti-Semitic, basically. Here's the result of this ghoulish woman's campaign to ruin other people's lives for her own political gain. The University of Southern California said it has canceled plans for a graduation speech by this year's valedictorian and Hamas member. Oh, they left that part out. By this year's valedictorian, Asna Tapsum, who is Muslim. Well, there you go. Guilty. 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 No. Guilty. You're not qualified. Oh, what are you, the valedictorian of making IEDs to blow up good, honest Americans? That's what I thought. School said the decision stemmed from security concerns after several pro-Israeli groups objected to her social media posts supporting Palestinians. My God. Might as well just have a Hamas flag in your bedroom. Decision drew immediate criticism from the Los Angeles office of the Consul on American Islamic Relations, as well as from Ms. Tabinson, a biomedical engineer major. Look at that. Look at that. Biomedical engineer. I wonder why. Yep. 3 times. We're going to do it 3 times. She's that dangerous. Biomedical, huh? Uh-huh. You know what that means. Hamas created COVID. I'm both shocked by this decision and profoundly disappointed that the university is succumbing to a campaign of hate meant to silence my voice. Oh no, Marsha Blackburn just cares about anti-Semitism, guys. She looks like one of those rubber horror movie puppets from like a 90s, you know, like Puppet Master movie. Ms. Tabinson wrote in a statement she has identified herself as a first-generation American of South Asian descent. Guilty. Need we say more? Free speech controversies have overwhelmed many universities since Israeli-Hamas war has begun. University officials have had to handle vociferous debates over pro-Palestinian student protests, which many Jewish students and alumni say often veer into anti-Semitism. And how do they do that? Oh, well, we just redefined what anti-Semitism means. Didn't you know anti-Semitism means, going against the Bibi Netanyahu government administration in any way, disagreeing with them in any way? That's anti-Semitism. You disagree with the intentional starvation of the Palestinian people? Oh, well, then you're an anti-Semite. Look, we just changed the definition. We get to pick that. We're in charge. We get to do that. That's the mentality. It's not the reality. But that's what they want. They want the Palestinian exception to be the status quo. Oh, yeah, we believe in human rights, except for the Palestinians, of course. They're monsters. They're barely human. Didn't you know? Israel can do no wrong. Protesters say that the pushback is an attempt to censor their political beliefs. No, not from Marsha Blackburn. Look, watch some videos. Go ahead. You think I'm being unfair to Marsha? Take a 45-minute break from the News Underground. Type this woman's name into YouTube and come back to me. Tell me how disgusted you are on a scale from 1 to 10 that she's a lawmaker. So anyway, I don't have time to go through this whole thing, but hey, man, fucking the best era of Mad TV is back, baby. That early 2000s Mad TV, that 3rd, 4, 5, season 5, or season 3, 4, and 5. Seasons 1 and 2 are great. I love personally. But when they were really cracking the fucking anvil, it's back. Making OJ jokes. No, they were done with OJ jokes. They were still making Michael Jackson jokes, though. But there's the articles right there from your boy, Woke Patriot. Thank you, Woke Patriot, for these articles. Sorry I don't have time to read them all. Representative Virginia Fox is a blunt partisan, but her life in rural North Carolina informs her attacks against these schools, starting with whether Harvard is truly elite. Yada, yada. She's a hypocrite. She's racist, bigoted towards Muslims, and cynical. She doesn't really hate Muslims. She doesn't. Come on. But her constituency does. She understands how to manipulate the stupid. She's been doing it for decades. She's one of these Mitch McConnell types. Calculated, cynical, nihilistic, career politician. Dangerous to democracy, fully willing to dismantle it. Right? She'll it's funny, like some of these guys are gonna they're gonna get what they want if Trump gets in there. They're gonna get like total control because of their fealty. And then like 6 weeks later they're gonna kick the bucket. Joe Biden is now beating Donald Trump in the majority of polls. So I was correcting myself with Davin there. I think it was last stream. As I saw this, I had this queued up. Pretty interesting stuff. We are seeing, it's like it was basically the margin of error between Trump and Biden between various polls. But we are seeing maybe him breaking away. Maybe. Awesome music. Starts putting him level or ahead of presumptive Republican president candidate Donald Trump. The Raise Morning Consult and the Marquee University Law School both suggest Biden has the lead. It's the popular vote, but is the analysis of recent polling website Race to Mind. The situation is looking less rosy and polling focusing specifically on crucial swing states. Okay, wait a minute. So I had this article queued up, but no, is that what it's saying? It's basically still 50-50? What? Even the goddamn articles that are supposed to be like positive for Trump. All right, let's finish this here. Screw this. When he calls the voters registered. So he's still vulnerable in the swing states, like I was saying. 40% of the vote ahead of Trump. And is the swing state that Trump is ahead of, is that Michigan? Let's go pull the Biden ahead of Trump. 52% against 48%. Okay, that's higher than the margin of error. The race to the White House website gave Biden a wafer-thin lead. 0.01%. Come on. Come on. 0.01% in turn. What the? Come on. We're grasping at straws. This is the best we got. Trump, no shot, in your opinion? Okay, look, I understand Hillary, the polls, 538 was wrong. A bunch of polls were wrong that one time. But this is not the first time we've done polling. Polling is usually somewhat reflective of what's happening. It's the best indication that we have, at least. 0.01%. This is what the headline, this is what Joe Biden now beating Donald Trump in the majority of polls. Only technically, but then you aggregate everything and it's 0.01%. What the fuck? That's terrible. That's terrible. I look at the gas prices here in Canada and I'm like, Justin Trudeau, finally coming out and doing something about housing. But, that's really only going to affect the market in the next, 5 years. Not going to help him immediately. But I'm looking at these gas prices. And I'm like, the president, you got to do something about these day-to-day things. Promises about making life better in the future, not good enough when shit's this bad. You got to go out of your way, piss off the billionaire grocery store companies, something. Cap on profits, something. To get those prices down. Right now, Joe Biden, 0.01% is not good enough, dude. It's not good enough. We're up against a fascist dictatorship. That's it. That's all. Without a hint of irony, without a hint of me being hyperbolic, I swear to you. Speaking of polling, a little bit of polling here that's nice to hear. Support for Ukraine aid increases. According to Gallup, support for Ukraine aid has increased among Americans since last November, according to the Gallup poll released Friday. So it's still a slam dunk. It's still a winner for Joe Biden. And this, you can bet you, if I was still living in the United States, I know a lot of people have forgotten about Ukraine because of, Israel, Palestine. But I certainly haven't. And this would be one of the big factors. This failure to help Ukraine would definitely be one of the factors I'd be using in my calculation. I guess I still am, because I am voting in the presidential election. More than a third of respondents, 36%, said that they believe the U.S. is not doing enough to help Ukraine in its war against Russia. An equal percentage said that the U.S. is doing too much to aid Kyiv more than 2 years after Moscow invaded. Boy, these headlines, I really do need to read these articles. So it's basically tied. In November, 41% of those surveyed said the U.S. was doing too much to aid Ukraine, compared to 25% who said not enough was being done. Oh, interesting. Okay, so these numbers have changed for the better. Enough people are seeing them suffer on the front lines and are like, what are we doing? How come we're not helping these people out? So that is good news. Still not great, though. An increasing number of independents now supporting more aid to Ukraine has partially driven the results, Gallup noted. So some of these guys bitching and moaning about, oh, the money, who's going to pay for it, not even realizing that it's literally the military-industrial complex refreshing its ammo supply. The Republicans would like you to think that it's like pallets of money getting shipped over to Zelensky, and he, does a Scrooge McDuck dive into it and throws the money to all of his buddies. It's nowhere close to that. It's literally, they want ammo. They want ammo for their guns. They don't have ammo for their guns. All right. I guess that's good news. That's what we got for good news today, nowadays for Ukraine folks. Mike Johnson, okay, a little update with Mike Johnson. He's going to be introducing 4 separate bills for Ukraine, Taiwan, Israel, and other right-wing, I guess, Republican things. I don't know, which is how it's not going to work. It's not going to work, right? Because what he wants to do, he wants to pass aid for Israel and then not pass any aid for anything else. It's obvious what's going on. It needs to be an omnibus bill, and that's exactly what the Democrats should be negotiating. No, we're not going to help you, Mike Johnson, on any of this. We're not going to, because then Mike Johnson will say, oh, look, the Democrats don't want to help Israel. We put up a bill to help Israel, and they didn't allow it to happen. So do you maintain U.S. residency, or do you national abroad, keep the presidential voting rights? I'm curious. Yeah, so I'm currently a permanent resident in Canada, but I'm a U.S. citizen. So I've moved out of my state of California, so I can't vote in the California elections, but I'm still I can still vote in the federal election. So I'll just be doing a mail-in ballot. It's going to be pre-filled out by Nancy Pelosi. She emailed me personally.
So in their quest to complete,
So I saw this video. It's interesting. Politics girl. I don't know. She's kind of. I remember her being kind of annoying during the Bernie saga, but she kind of went along with the Bernie sexist thing, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But anyway. She made this, I want to hear more voices from women about this abortion issue. So I was eager to show her, regardless of, the problems I've had with her in the past. If she's the right person, wow, maybe don't show that. Underground artists with their goddamn risque thumbnails getting my ass in big trouble.
By driving.
So I wanted, like I said, we're going to be talking about abortion here next. I know, everyone's favorite topic, right? Yeah, I'll be going to California here in October. If you're in the San Francisco area and want to go to an amazing Halloween party, let me know. So anyway, let's hear from a woman about this. Reproductive doctors are fleeing states with abortion bans, and this is to be expected. They don't want to be the next, Tiller. What was the name? Edmund Tiller? Something Tiller? What's his nuts? O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly used to call him Tiller the baby killer until someone killed him. And then Bill O'Reilly shut the fuck up real quick. Let's hear from her.
So in their quest to completely ban abortion, Idaho politicians are now endangering the pregnant people of their state by driving physicians away. This has left Idaho's medical system, particularly for reproductive care, on what experts are calling the brink.
George Tiller. Thank you. George Tiller, the doctor. Thank you.
Of collapse. 2 hospitals have already stopped labor and delivery services, citing staff shortages. The state's choice to defund its maternal mortality review committee that saved mothers' lives, along with the limited scope of medical exceptions in both of Idaho's abortion bans, which, by the way, are among the most restrictive in the country, have forced doctors in Idaho to have to wait until their patients are so close to death to legally provide them with any life-saving or health-preserving care.
Well, yeah, so imagine you're a doctor and you have to tell your patients, look, I need you to be on the death's door or else I'm going to get sued by the state. And I'm going to lose my doctor's license. And on top of that, I'll be added to some list and followed around by right-wing extremists for the rest of my life who target my family. So I just got to get out of here. If I spent the first quarter of my life learning how to be a doctor, and now I'm basically going to be, my life is going to be ruined if I, if I continue to adhere to my Hippocratic oath. Doctors are not, doctors are held to a different standard than even the Constitution. Like when they take this oath, this is supposed to be the most important thing, right? It's supposed to be above law. It's above anything, right? And the number one thing on that oath is that you're not allowed to let someone die, no matter the circumstance. If they don't have money, if you don't agree with their politics, whatever it is, you're supposed to save lives. And here we have the state saying, no, you got to let that person die. I mean, they say it's because of their book. Really, it's because of their career. It's their politics. They don't care.
Doctors in Idaho to have to wait until their patients are so close to death to legally provide them with any life-saving or health-preserving care. While Idaho politicians are doing everything they can to hide the harm they're causing to their citizens with these extreme bans, legal groups like the Center for Reproductive Rights are filing lawsuits challenging the scope of these exceptions to try and protect the people of the state. The center currently represents 4 women who were denied medically necessary abortion care, 2 doctors who provided care, and a professional membership organization consisting of Idaho physicians, medical residents, and medical students. This shouldn't be our reality, America. Not in Idaho, not in Texas, not in Ohio, nowhere. Nowhere in this land of freedom should the personal feelings of politicians be considered above the medical decisions of patients and their doctors. We deserve better, and we need to vote to ensure we get it. Otherwise, as they're saying in Idaho, highly respected, talented physicians will leave, and recruiting their replacements is going to be extraordinarily difficult. It really shouldn't matter what political party you associate with. Not having doctors in your state is bad.
Right. I agree. But if I was a doctor, I mean, what would I do? Suspect blaming welcome back, as well as iPlatinum welcome back. Idaho calls it the potato law because you have to become a vegetable state until they can treat you. My God. And we just saw 2 women eagerly pull out $10 each to buy a Trump Bible from comedians who were trying as hard as they can to make it clear that they were shitting on Trump. And these women are just eager. You know, it's that conservative mindset is interesting because, you know, they can't empathize. It's like this weird inability to empathize. It's strange, and unless it hits them directly, unless it affects them directly, it just doesn't. They can't even fathom it. You know, they can't put themselves in another person's shoes. Even when it comes to like police brutality against white people. You know, if it's not affecting them directly, you know, that's, you know, a woman can vote against abortion. She's like, well, I already have kids, or, you know, I'm not going to have kids, or it doesn't bother me, or into whatever houses I enter, help the sick and abstain from all intentional. So is this the Hippocratic Oath right here? Into whatsoever houses I enter, I will enter to help the sick, and I will abstain from all intentional wrongdoing and harm, especially from abusing the bodies of man or woman, bond or free from the Hippocratic Oath. Sounds like they were being forced between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, I mean, the doctors take the Hippocratic Oath super seriously. They're super serial about it, guys. But the state and cynical politicians are like, no. Death panels. We want death panels. So I got to bring this up out of fairness. I do a lot of shitting on neoliberals, and I have been shitting on Joe Biden for the announcement that we heard a couple weeks ago that Joe Biden had, you know, it was like, you know, taking a victory lap about, you know, canceling some student debt, and it was really just, it was like tens of thousands. It wasn't a lot. You know, it was people that had done government service, that they were basically at the very top of the priority list, but everybody else got means tested out of it. So, yeah, I guess he wasn't done. So props to Biden. He wasn't done. Here he is with another $7.4 billion in student loans canceled. More than 277,000 students affected. Not too bad. Why student loans? Well, student loan debt, exploitative student loan debt, is one of the main reasons why people in their 20s are having such a hard time affording anything. Right in the prime of their life, right at the moment when they should be starting their career and contributing to the economy, they get a Empire State Building sized boat anchor attached to them, and they have to pay off student debt loan for decades in some cases. I don't have time. I've already suffered fools twice today. We're not going to do 3, okay? Especially from Kick. Not going to do 3, okay? We've done 2. I'm already exhausted. U.S. President Joe Biden has announced that he is canceling $7.4 billion in student debt for more than 277,000 people. This comes days after he announced a proposal to help millions of Americans pay off student loans. The quote-unquote Plan B aims to fulfill a campaign promise ahead of November's election. Yeah, and this is what I was ragging on him. I was like, you were all about this. You were all about this. Well, borderline better late than never. Better late than never. To date, the Biden-Harris administration has canceled $153 billion in debt for 4.3 million people. Okay, so I had my numbers screwed up. That's a good amount of... They really need to be talking about this. It's a classic thing the neoliberals don't do. Is they talk about their victories, because I wasn't aware that it was this high. It was this many people. The latest round of debt relief will be split into 3 categories. $3.6 billion for nearly 206,800 borrowers enrolled in the government's savings on a valuable education repayment plan called SAVE. Great name. $3.5 billion for 65,800 borrowers through income-driven repayment loans, and $300 million for 4,600 borrowers through fixes to public service loan forgiveness. Yeah, we have to do both. Yeah, medical debt and student debt. It's not an either or. And I believe he ran. I mean, really, this is about a campaign promise, though. It's, you know, campaign promises still mean something. And if they didn't mean something, then why do political advertisements talk about them? You know, if political advertisements are talking about them, that means these are points that change people's minds. And one of the points that changes people's minds is, hey, what are the promises that you made during your election that you kept? Yeah, suspect blaming, for sure. Yeah, that's a huge win strategy. I agree. I'm just trying to be fair here. I do a lot of shitting on neoliberals. I'm just trying to be fair. Those impacted by the cancellations will receive emails informing them starting from Friday, and the Department of Education says the relief will be processed in the coming weeks. So, hey, you got some student debt, you're from the United States, maybe check your email, folks. In a statement, U.S. Undersecretary of Education James Cavall said borrowers, quote, have paid what they can afford, and they have earned loan forgiveness for the balance of their loan, unquote. And I agree with that. We're not talking about cheapskates that are, you know, screwing over the government. Okay, we're talking about people, like I said, that need to be freed from their bondage, exploitative debt bondage that they've been put under, just for the crime of getting an education. Talking about scientists and teachers and you know, fill in the goddamn blank. Experts of all different. Oh, we don't need those. All we need is a John Denver cover band and a hot dog vendor. Because I'm proud to be an American. We're number 36 in math. We can barely do science anymore. Threw that shit in the can. Right? Women are excelling in science in the United States while men are lagging behind big time in the sciences. Last time we looked at the numbers, remember? Anyway, hey, big win for Biden. Tell people about it. Tell people about it. Where's, you know, let people know. Like, I don't know, the shit that they always, their brag, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I do see, I turn it off immediately, but sometimes I do see neoliberals talking about, you know, hey, no, Joe Biden's not so bad. Here's some of the great things, but it doesn't feel consistent. I don't know. You know, having the news cycle totally saturated with Trump makes it pretty hard to, you know, have anything to squeak through. But these are big wins. These are big numbers. These are big wins. This is huge right here. To date, Biden-Harris administration has canceled $153 billion, affecting 4.3 million people. That's not a joke. That's a win. That's a big win. I mean, how do you put that on a, you know, I did that sticker? You know, where do you put in that sticker? Put that sticker on the ass of college-aged men and women. Slap it on there. What the hell is this? What is this trying to sell me? eBay wants to sell me. What is this? A lock box? A woman? A picture of a woman? Is eBay just selling this woman? Is this stereo equipment and I don't know, some kind of part for a nuclear reactor or something? What does eBay think I'm into? I've never purchased a woman on eBay, I swear to God. Algorithm's like, oh, you'll love this one. Don't press the red button. What is this? I mean, what is this? I'm kind of curious. We fly Boeing. Why? What? It's a control panel for a Boeing 737 control display unit flight simulator. Oh, it's for a video game. Oh, wow, that's cool. It's a video game controller, guys. For like one of those super Uber flight simulator setups. Well, that's actually super cool. Look at that, it's got USB-C. Yeah, the flight simulator guys are nuts. The flight simulator guys are bananas, dude. Tens of thousands of dollars for that perfect setup. That is so cool. Wow, what a specific thing, too. That is such a cool thing, though. All right, eBay was 100% correct. I totally want that. Hey, greetings from south of Boston. It's your boy, Lenny. #1 Twitch streamer. Accidents waiting to happen. Check it out, folks. Thanks again for buying that t-shirt a couple days ago. Probably costs more than what Boeing actually uses. No, exactly. It's probably higher quality. I guess I should have put this in my Trump section. Sorry about that. Trump's coming back on us like a burp after a bad dinner. Bolston. Pro-Trump media landscape, quote-unquote, utterly collapsing. Utterly collapsing. Compared to the last election cycle report. Okay, compared to the last election cycle. So, yeah, obviously. Trump, Biden, it was huge. January 6th. Right. If you owned a media company, like a news media company, it was buku bucks. Buku bucks. The drama of the century. Literally tens of thousands of people watching Trump's empty podium. You know, every segment. If you're not putting a picture of Trump on the screen every 20 minutes, we're losing money. Shit, every 20 seconds. So yeah, compared to that, things are different. Whatever. This is kind of wonky stuff. I'm not going to waste your time with it. But if you want information on this, here's the link. I think it's kind of interesting, though. Pretty wonky. Okay, what is this? What do you want me to purchase? Long, curly, blonde, lace, front, human hair, blend wigs. A wig? Well, that's a beautiful wig. Oh. Oh, you wash it in a sink. Oh, there you go. Well, shit, I didn't know I wanted it. God, eBay knows. eBay knows. I didn't know I wanted that wig. Now I want that wig. Look how pretty she is. That's a pretty wig. Wash it in a sink. Pay for the stream. I do a Steven Crowder, and I pretend like I'm like triggering the right wing by dressing up as a woman, right? Oh, Donald Trump's gonna hate this. Ooh. My wife says she's concerned. Oh, she has nothing to worry about. Business expense. I miss Trump's Twitter post was about the only funny thing about this whole situation. I mean, legitimately funny. I mean, he's still doing it on Truth Social, but it's just pathetic on Truth Social, you know. Hello, 1988. How you doing? I think this is from Woke Patriot, and I believe this was when we were talking about, I was mistaken in that, even though I guess it's a common saying coming from, there's this amazing debate that happened after the Vietnam War between a big general on the U.S. side and a big, you know, general on the Vietnamese side. Get my wars mixed up. But no, they had this really great debate. And, you know, I was basing my information off of what this U.S. general said. He said, you know, technically we never lost a ground battle. It's really amazing because he goes on and on about how, well, technically we never actually lost. And then the Vietnamese general, he just goes, yeah, that's all true. Except it's all moot. Yeah. He says it in a much better way, but he basically says, yeah, it doesn't matter. We still won. Doesn't matter, does it? All your victories. We still won the war. And it's an amazing, like, slam. It doesn't really have the weight because it's, you know, the guy's, like, waiting for the translation. But it's just a total slam. But Woke Patriot was being quite adamant that there were military failures in Vietnam. I believe this isn't a failure in Vietnam. We will be getting to some of those, but I am curious to hear how, because it's my understanding that any military objective we set for ourselves in Vietnam, we basically achieved. But Vietnam stream win, we should do that really soon. There's actually some really great Vietnam videos. If you type in Clearance Clearwater Revival in Vietnam into YouTube, you'll get these amazing edited war footage videos to CCR songs. It's fucking amazing. But no, this is a great tweet from Woke Patriot here. Accept defeat communism. Yeah, we got our ass kicked by communism. There's rarely been a more extraordinary military failure as, quote, Operation Prosperity Garden. It's almost unbelievable. Think about, Operation Prosperity Garden. Let me just get my timing right. This was 2023. So this is a very recent military failure. Yeah, I know, Lenny, right? CCR. I'm never not in a mood for CCR. You know what I mean? I'm not turning that dial if CCR is on the radio. Chechen War app YouTube channel has great old videos. Oh, thank you, Soviet Mind. So just 2023 here. Prosperity Shaved Garden. Yeah. We're disgusting. Think about that. An operation announced by Lloyd Austin in December as a broad coalition of U.S. Navy, the Royal Navy, and Royal Australian Navy, the Royal Bahrainian Naval Force, the Royal Canadian Navy, the Royal Danish Navy, the Finnish Navy, the Hellenic Navy, the Royal Netherlands Navy, the Royal New Zealand Navy, the Royal Norwegian Navy, the Republic of Singapore Navy, and the Sri Lanka Navy. They also had the Celebration Cruises. If you could see me now up on a something cruise, we're eating fancy food and doing what we choose. Against Ansarallah, the Houthis. So all of these navies coordinating with each other, cooperating with each other against the, Houthis, who, if you're lucky, you're wearing a pair of sandals while you're floating on your fishing boat over to this boat that you're about to capture. At the time, the Pentagon was all gung-ho, officially telling Ansarallah, quote, they need to ask themselves if they've bitten off more than they can chew, brother. You sure you want to mess with the big dogs? Fresh off the victory of Vietnam, we're going to kick some ass. And it turns out they hadn't. 3 months later, the quote-unquote Prosperity Garden Coalition is suing for peace and offering an extraordinary array of concessions, including, quote, lifting Yemen's siege entirely, repairing the damages, removing foreign forces from all occupied Yemeni lands and islands, and removing Ansarallah from the State Department's terrorism list. Ansarallah, undeterred, says that they will continue operations as long as Israeli aggression against Gaza persists. I mean, come on. Who has been more active? I mean, is it for the Palestinians? I think so. I mean, what other are they really? I mean, are they bringing in more piracy? Is this to encourage more piracy? Are they bringing in more money? Because it's not really. They're not really bringing in more money, are they? But they've been more materially effective than any other entity in defending the Palestinians, regardless of what their motivations are. The area is large, roughly the distance between Boston and Washington, D.C., and the operation will work to assure safe passage all along the way. Quote, the last thing I'd say on this is that the Houthis need to stop these attacks, and they need to stop them now. Ryder said, quote, that's clear and simple. They really need to ask themselves if they've bitten off more than they can chew when it comes to taking on the entire international community and negatively impacting billions and billions and billions of dollars in global trade, economic prosperity, and international law. That kind of gives it away right there, the billions and billions and billions, because that's why the Houthis are receiving concessions. It's affecting global trade. And one tanker can really affect a market. I mean, we're talking, there's so much stuff on these tankers. And, you know, the economy is like planned in a way to like expect their delivery. And then when things get held up, all the people in the chain lose money. You know, from the beginning to the end of the chain, everybody starts losing money the moment these boats start getting slowed down and delayed. Certain entities lose more, certain entities lose less. Everybody starts losing money. And the Houthis know that. Look at this. Look at the belligerents. Oh, shit. I love Wikipedia. Like everybody. Even everyone in the chain, even the consumers. Even the consumers. Especially the consumers. Oh, Davey, sorry to hear that. Thank you for coming back. Yeah, businesses have gone under from tankers losing cargo or, you know, being laid. It's a big deal in logistics. Those boats got to be on time. The margins are slim. The profit margins are slimmer than you think. I think the system has to work or else the money disappears immediately. And the Houthis, just by slowing it down, just by, you know, causing trouble and just being terrorists, basically. They've shown just how vulnerable the supply chain is to this kind of activity, and that no, the Western consensus is not invulnerable. Even if these entities are smaller, weaker, they don't have the money in their military, yada yada, they can absolutely still push Uncle Sam around. Yeah, iPlatinum, billions worth of cargo in just one of these ships. These ships truly are epic too. Like it's kind of awe-inspiring if you've ever seen one in like a normal sized port. As you know, my wife and I were in Canada here. We were checking out this beautiful, you know, place, this gorgeous port, and right in the middle, this building was floating. You know, because it couldn't pull up to the dock. It had to just sit like in the middle of the harbor, and it looked like a building on its side. It was epic, epic. Well, thanks again, Woke Patriot, for this link. And yes, we will be getting into Vietnam. That is interesting to hear. I understand the United States lost battles in Vietnam, but it was my understanding that when the United States set a military goal in Vietnam, they achieved it. So I'm eager to learn more about how that's not true. The average cost of a cargo on a shipping container is $6.3 billion. That's with a B, dog. That's 5 minutes of a Jake Paul stream, guys. Wonder what the highest value haul is? We'll probably never know, because the highest value haul would be some smuggling shit. Yo, so yeah, dude, that video started perfectly. So no, check this out. Moving on to the next story here. Actual justice, some actual good news. This will put a smile on your face if you're a justice-loving, SOB like me. Not America, doesn't matter where you're from. If you love justice, you're gonna love this story. Judge slams gavel, ordering 60 days in jail for former sheriff. Wait till you hear what this former sheriff was up to. Watch this one more time.
Today is that day.
A judge has some harsh words and issued jail time for a former sheriff who was accused of breaking the law.
You're not above the law.
Former Clark County, Indiana Sheriff Jamie Knoll is awaiting trial on 25 felony charges related to tax fraud and misappropriation of funds for personal use. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges. As part of the case, Knoll was ordered to surrender all his weapons except for one shotgun, but the judge says some other firearms were found in his home. So he was called before the judge, who found him in contempt of the court.
What is an appropriate sanction? You know what I think the answer is? 60 days in. That's what I think the answer is today.
60 days in jail, he orders. It's a reference to the A&E series in which Knoll was heavily featured.
I didn't think it was cute.
Knoll's defense attorney argued Knoll made an honest mistake while directing two other people to round up all the guns in his home. The judge certainly didn't find the former sheriff's actions funny.
I told Mr. Knoll, don't do anything stupid. Do not try to deceive me, defy me. You will not like the consequences.
He was handcuffed and taken into custody.
Today is that day.
Oh!
This is Inside Edition.
So isn't that great? And, it's really a rather mild sentence compared to, what a regular person would get. He's still getting off with kid gloves. And I think the judge's frustration is that he's probably treated this guy with kid gloves. That's how all these cops get. This is another interesting dynamic. If you watch carefully, this guy right here, who is like, I don't know if he's like clearly like a bailiff maybe, but he comes over here and look at him, what he's doing. I think he's trying to make sure that the cuffs are loose and comfortable. It looks to me like he's like really concerned, like, oh no, is this poor baby gonna get hurt with the handcuffs?
So he was called before the judge, who found him in contempt of the court.
What is an appropriate sanction? You know what I think the answer
he's already getting treated with kid gloves. All right, folks, I can't believe it. I've already hit the 2-hour mark, and I really do need to get to Gaza here. What else we got? Yeah, bullshit. This is funny. This is hilarious. Liam Neeson retweeting this picture. I don't know. I don't see it. Regulate your fucking dick. She's like holding a coat hanger, man. Like, I love it. I love it hearing from women and hearing what they have to say about their body autonomy, because this is the exact attitude that the entire United States, every citizen of the United States needs to have this attitude. What's the coat hanger mean? Well, that's how illegal abortions are done, at least back in the day. I'll let you fill in the blank, but yeah, abortions that would get women killed were often done with coat hangers. And they would absolutely lead to, to the death of women. It absolutely would happen. It probably still happens. Really disgusting. It's really frightening. And the reason why they would have to seek out these illegal abortion providers is that because of the laws, they would claim they were harlots and sluts, and they're not allowed to be married again and all that shit. The really, really funny stuff. Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to be talking about was the abortion stuff. Yeah, I wanted to show this. Is just pathetic. I mean, this idea that Joe Rogan is, I showed Joe Rogan last time I was showing Joe Rogan. He was being all right, but the general trajectory is pretty clear. He's going to be voting Trump. Who are we kidding ourselves? Here he is sitting next to Tucker Carlson, big smiles. Tucker Carlson is, of course, full-blown nihilist. Wants to see democracy crumble. Big friends with dictators around the world. Just a monster. If you're following news, if you're following the zeitgeist, and you're not an out of touch multi-millionaire, you should know how dangerous Tucker Carlson is. You should know how dangerous it is for someone as successful as you to platform this individual. And Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan famously, I think on one of his way back when, he said Tucker Carlson's the best journalist he's seen on CNN, back when this idiot was on CNN. So this goes way back. Pretty pathetic stuff. You got to be incredibly out of touch. If I was sitting next to Tucker Carlson, there wouldn't be a big smile on my face unless I was, laughing directly in his face about any number of issues. Yeah, I'm curious what this is. Yeah, I don't know. Some bullshit. I don't fucking know. Yeah, so abortion. I think I'm going to move the abortion story to Saturday. Yeah, okay, real quick. Just if you didn't, just in case you needed more evidence to not support right-wing Republicans, Tennessee Republicans fight against cousin marriage ban ends in massive defeat. So yeah, there was a ban on cousin fucking, and the Tennessee Republicans fought against it. No joke. One of those members was, so one of these guys defending it, Rep. Gino Bolso, who tried unsuccessfully to tack an amendment onto the bill that would have kept cousin marriage legal so long as the two cousins in question received a thumbs up to marry from a genetic counselor who was licensed by the State Board of Medical Examiners. Boy, they really, really, really want to fuck their cousins. What, the genetic counselor? What, I guess to what, make sure that there isn't incest? Boy, that dating pool is really, really tight. All right. I won't dwell on this, but if you needed another reason to despise these horrible, horrible people, they want to fuck their cousins. Or, you know, they want to let us fuck chickens anymore. I mean, really. If you want to read up on this, it's right here. I don't know why you would, but it's right here. Make cousins date again. You mean Carlson Putin interview wasn't real journalism? I don't know, Lenny. Not exactly. That Tucker Carlson interview. I mean, talk about being cucked. You know, thank you, Lenny, for bringing that up. Because, Joe Rogan, he's such a tough guy. He's willing to give himself and everyone around him COVID. Refusing, I'm not going to wear a mask, even though you wore a mask. I'm a super tough guy. I'm the most tough guy ever. I'm just alpha male everywhere I go, and just the bitches are dripping everywhere I go. And then you're best friends with a slobbering cuck, a guy who licked boots so hard it was disgusting to even watch for 10 minutes. And you just buddy big laughs. You should be embarrassed to even be seen with him. You should be embarrassed of your previous comments about him. They're not best friends, but sitting right next to each other, jovial as can be. Right? If it was a 90-pound purple-haired liberal drinking a big glass of soy milk, you think Joe is going to be all? You think Joe Rogan is going to be all having fun? Yeah. Right? Some purple-haired liberal talking about how abortion rights are being stripped away. You think he's going to be, Well, I guess, if you're talking about that topic, he shouldn't be smiling, right? But you know what I'm saying? But it's all speculation. People would just say, oh, you're a hater. You're jealous. You're jealous. You're jealous. Yeah, so the Fifth Circuit, that is related to the abortion stuff, so we'll talk about that. All right, so let's get to this and then our mass shooting update, and then we'll move on to Gaza. Absolutely disgusting. I didn't hear about this. It's been kept under wraps, but the basic story is that this 15-year-old girl was she was kidnapped, and there was one police officer that I think was on the phone with her or was communicating with her, and he had told her, okay, come, run. And then the other cops lit her up. The stop shooting her was from the cop who was telling her to run. She had an opening, so she ran because she was commanded to. And then the other trigger-happy warrior cops opened up on her and murdered her. And this you can see the footage. I'm not going to show it, obviously. This is a screenshot from the video. But they did everything they could to not show the public this, to keep this under wraps. Of course, because they're criminals. What do criminals do when they commit crimes? They hide it. They cover it up. And that's exactly what they did for the last 2 years until the parents finally were able to win in court. The court that did probably everything it could to bend over backwards and protect these guys, to prevent this information from getting out to the public. I'm sure of it. Happens every time. Police union fully had the back of the cops, I'm sure. Pathetic, disgusting. We've heard it all before. The only thing I will say is that if you want this to be fixed, there's a 3-step program. Inform yourself, join a political group of your choosing, and then 3, put in the work. aka become a political activist. It is just that simple. The only way we're going to get through this. I mean, what and the person, you know, the reform that you should be demanding is a complete top down, from the highest cop to the janitor working at a police station, reform, a complete overhaul of how policing is done in the United States. That's what's required here, and that's what you should be demanding. And it's, oh, that's impossible. That's impossible. Well, you know, and I'm not even talking about defunding. People talk about defund the police. That's not a solution. If anything, what the cops need to do is that they need to split up their duties. And there probably needs to be more funding, because we need different departments for different, you know, things. And there's the mental health department, right? That we've seen experimented in certain places, where instead of, you call a cop, you're like, I'm going to kill myself, or you're having a domestic dispute. You know, there's a different category of law enforcement that comes out there that de-escalates the situation, right? They're capable of defending themselves, and sometimes they're accompanied by you know, cops that are able to use violence, but they're de-escalation specialists. So I'm not even down for that defund the police. Honestly, defund the police sounds naive. Because, like I said, we need a more robust police department that is actually capable of handling a robust set of issues. You know, right now it's these warrior cops that are asked to do everything, from, you know, pulling a cat out of the tree to stopping a bank robbery and everything in between. And they're clearly incapable of doing that, especially with the amount of training that they normally get. But no, I don't even want to defund. I want to talk about reform, and it needs to start from the very top all the way down. RIP to this absolute victim of America's police state. Tragic. Tragic doesn't even really describe it. Moving on to everyone's favorite subject and segment. There it is. Everyone's favorite segment. It's the mass shooting update. Oh! All right, folks, let's see how many people died in America in the last couple weeks since we've done the last one. I think it's been 2 weeks since we've done the last mass shooting update. Let's see how many Americans have died because of full-blown gun anarchy. Well, we've had 145 mass shootings since 2024. 145. Listen to that. That's a big number. Can we crack two? Can we crack 200 before the end of 2024? I think we can do it. 6,050 mass shootings since 2013, and 2 whole days since the last mass shooting. Big props to those good guys with guns, keeping us safe for 24 to 48-hour periods. Now, of course, these are just mass shootings, so that means, you know, it's a certain amount of people, 2 or more, I think, have to be wounded or die in the same incident. So don't you worry. 2 whole days since the last mass shooting, probably 2 whole seconds since the last shooting. Guns popping off everywhere. Over there in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, 0 dead and 4 injured, juvenile victims, as they usually are. 3 juveniles among the wounded, gunmen unknown. Folks, I'd like to remind you that the #1 cause of youth mortality is gun violence. Over there in New Orleans, LA, New Orleans, Louisiana? Yeah, New Orleans, Louisiana, duh. 1 dead and 11 injured, gunmen unknown. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that your local solved murder rate is probably less than 50%. Go ahead and take a look. See where you live. See how many murders are actually unsolved in your area. Maybe you'll be the next. Over there in Richmond, Virginia, 1 dead and 4 injured, juvenile victims, as they almost always are. 16-year-old boy killed, at least 1 other juvenile among the wounded. Gunman unknown. New Orleans, LA, I know, sorry. I'm really bad at these. I'm getting better, but I'm really bad at it. Over there in Nashville, Tennessee, hey, he knew that one. 0 dead and 6 injured. Suspect Eric Williams. Well, they got you by name, boy. Thankfully, you didn't kill anybody, so maybe you'll be out in a couple years. Over there in Dallas, Texas, 1 dead and 8 injured. Victim fatality is Corisha Bradford, 21, and gunman unknown. Only 1 identified gunman. And hey, folks, silver lining time. I don't see a family annihilation on this list. Wow. Wow, isn't that something? A father who decided not to murder his entire family and then kill himself. 48 hours of bliss, folks. 48 hours of bliss. Thank you so much to Garbage Fuel, the #1 drink mix company in the world. Garbage Fuel would like to remind you that this is your new normal. You go to school. You go to your 4th of July. You go to a Christmas pageant. You go to a sports event. You could be the next active shooter victim. Thank you so much, Garbage Fuel, for sponsoring the mass shooting update and reminding us that this is our new normal. Gun anarchy, everybody. Gun anarchy for you. Gun anarchy for you. Gun anarchy for you. Everyone gets a gun. And we all know how to use them responsibly. Just take a look at your average American sidewalk. Pockmarked with gum everywhere. We can't handle chewing gum, but we can handle an AK-47. This is the land of the free. Gun anarchy, folks. All right, we're going to get to the abortion stuff on Saturday. Look forward to that. Everyone, you know, hey, abortion, come on. Hey, we're going to get it. Hey-oh. Hey-oh. All right, folks, we're going to switch on over to Gaza here. 1 second. Talk about Israel, Iran, really. Not as much Gaza in this one, so. Yeah, okay. Question mark. What are we watching? This looks awesome. Finish them. Here we have live footage from the Israel-Iran war. We can see Israel has trained young women to fight for them against the terrorist Hamas. There we go. That Israeli training. Here we go. What's she gonna do? Oh, Hamas doesn't stand a chance. Oh, down the rope you go, Hamas. It's so bad. Here we go. And Israel, the hero of freedom. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, look at this. That famous Israeli napkin weapon training turns into a chain. Well-known Israeli tactic. Oh my God. Folks, I'm happy to announce the Winston Churchill has followed the stream. Folks, Winston fucking Churchill, the hero of World War II, destroyer of fascism. My favorite Winston Churchill quote, I've actually already used it today, but my favorite Winston Churchill quote is, I have simple tastes. I only want the finest things. He famously had his chef come with him down in the World War II bunker to cook him beef Wellington because he loved it that much, and the chef was really the only one who could do it properly. If you've had bad beef Wellington, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Winston Churchill wanted none of that shit. We're going to get to that interview later, but this one I want to show. Okay, so we're starting it off here. Winston Churchill, wow. Winston Churchill watching the stream. Wow. I didn't think I'd make it, guys. I didn't think I'd, blow up like this. But now I'm really blowing up. Winston Churchill himself following the stream. Take that, Hassan. Oh, what do you got, bud? I got Winston Churchill. Sucker. Anyway, here's our first video today for Israel-Iran. Israel has shown active obstruction. Oh, by the way, folks, look forward to the end of this segment. You should, if you've left, you're missing out. There is a very special segment that we're going to be ending today's stream with, so look forward to that. Israel has shown active obstruction in October 7th investigation, according to the UN. Well, clearly the UN is
cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Anti-Semitic and Hamas supporters, so what can you do there?
I was mentioning that we have been collecting material since 7 October, and we have certainly collected a great deal of digital and documentary evidence, but we have had difficulty in collecting evidence firsthand from witnesses and victims
why is that?
To those events that have occurred in southern Israel
Is that because of
on
Hamas?
7, 8 and 9 October, and in Gaza and the West Bank since then.
Yeah, because of Hamas.
So far as the government of Israel is concerned, we have faced not merely a lack of cooperation, but active obstruction of our efforts to receive evidence from...
That's weird for an anti-Semite to say that.
Israeli witnesses and victims to the events that occurred in southern Israel.
Oh, really?
We have contact with many, but we would like to have contact with more. As good as the physical evidence, the digital and documentary evidence that we have is for us informing our conclusions and recommendations, it must be supplemented by the personal experiences of people, of victims and witnesses, of children, women and men who have experienced what is happening.
Oh, so he's talking about maybe getting some of these prisoners to talk about. No, we can't have that. They've been disappeared, dog. Land of the free over there in Israel.
We are grateful to the assistance of states that are cooperating in our investigations, and we call again on the government of Israel to extend the same cooperation to the Commission's inquiries.
I would like to express my serious alarm over the latest developments in the region and the military escalation between Israel and the Islamic Republic of Iran and the risk of triggering a regional conflict. It is critical that all parties work towards a military de-escalation at this juncture and prioritize the mitigation of impact of conflict on civilians in Israel, in the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem and elsewhere.
Well, I mean, what does she know, you know? It's only the UN, guys. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay, they could be easily hand-waved away, and they usually are.
Israeli authorities have regularly stopped and denied the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza.
Well, it goes straight to Hamas, and I have no proof of that, but I say it with total conviction. All of this aid goes directly to Hamas. It doesn't feed a single child. So why do it?
This is in direct contravention to the provisional measures ordered by the International Court of Justice.
Believe me.
That Israel must, I quote from the order, take all necessary and effective measures to ensure without delay the unhindered provision of urgently needed basic services and humanitarian assistance in conformity with Israel's obligations under the Genocide Convention.
Oh, come on. I actually don't agree that it's a genocide yet. I really wish they would go with more accurate, because it is more accurate to call it an ethnic cleansing, because they haven't kept the killing up. So the longer that it's called a genocide, and the longer that they don't continue to kill tens of thousands. Now, obviously, we haven't seen what's going on with Rafah, so that could be interesting. All right, folks. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do the Gaza stuff tomorrow. I just saw the clock. It's 5 o'clock. I started late. I'm sorry. I have a very special segment. I'll give you a little preview, okay, at the special segment that we're going to do tomorrow, but it's going to take 45 minutes. So I want to do this correct, and I'm going to be rushed. It's already 5 o'clock, so I'm going to move the Gaza stuff to tomorrow. But check this out. I'm calling it the BS Showdown. Yeehaw! Okay, it's called the BS Showdown. I even had some sound effects. Got some whip cracks. All right, we're yeehawing it. Okay. And what time tomorrow? Well, usual stream time. I'm gonna try, 12-ish, maybe. I don't know. It's gonna be late afternoon. I'll have to see. My wife is gonna be doing something, but I'm gonna find time to squeeze this in. 2-hour stream. But it'll be afternoon. But anyway, this video, we got 3 people who are kind of full of shit in their own special way. Norman Finkelstein, who's probably the least amount full of shit, but still on my shit list. Norman Finkelstein. Then we got Piers Morgan, who is just literally, full of shit, completely full of shit. And then of course we have Alan Dershowitz, who, rode on Jeffrey Epstein's plane a couple times. Nothing, no biggie. We just won't talk about that. He's totally innocent now, and he's still a respected intellectual for some reason. So I thought it would be fun to tally up, their bullshit and see who is the most full of shit by the time we get to the end of the 45-minute interview. Who do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be Alan with Piers Morgan in a close second, but I think you'll be surprised how much bullshit comes out of Finkelstein's mouth, because you know what? Respected intellectual. He's been talking about the plight of the Palestinians for quite some time. He says some really fucked up shit sometimes. So look forward to that, folks. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Johnny Test, Whip Cracker. Johnny, should that be louder? Should be louder? Spank me, Daddy. Spank me. And look at the terrible. Is no one going to comment on the AI generated bullshit showdown logo? Look at that. Look at that. Look how terrible that is. So look forward to that tomorrow, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. The bullshit showdown. Sorry, I have to cut it off here, but it's 5 o'clock. I got a family. Got to worry about that. Wait a minute. Bullshit showdown. Oh yeah. Bullshit showdown. Klugen suit. Coogan suit. No problem, Lenny. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Chem Goblin. Thank you, Woke Patriot, Radical Static, Strategy Member, Soviet Mind. Your boy Lenny from south of Boston. Make sure you like and subscribe, folks. Also, we got Clutch Cargo, another channel you should be following. Make sure you're clicking on that one. Thank you again, Clutch Cargo. Platinum Soul. Thank you, Platinum. Coming in once again. Do appreciate you guys. Homeless Bag. Thank you so much. We got the Hot Dog JPEG. Thank you, Hot Dog JPEG, for coming in. Lovely name. Davey, your boy Davey. Thanks again for all your contributions on the Discord, everybody. Borderline Feline. Thank you again. Ribbons. You guys are great. I really love seeing you guys coming in. I love your intellectual comments. You know, you're keeping it real. Keeping it as light as we can, but still trying to keep it on topic. You know, it's the best chat on Twitch. I'm not kidding. The best chat on Twitch. Not even playing. Suspect Blaming. Thank you for coming back. Do appreciate it. Suspect Blaming. Woke Patriot. Once again, big props to you. Thanks again for all your contributions in the Discord. Woke Patriot. The Big Room. Big props to you, The Big Room. Thank you for coming back and reminding me that it was George Tiller. I don't know why I was thinking Andre or something Tiller. I don't know why. But thank you. Yeah, it was George Tiller who was tragically murdered by a right-wing extremist at the behest, almost at the behest of Bill O'Reilly. Ice King of Space, big props to you, Ice King of Space. You're the best. Father Dari, thanks for coming back. Father Dari. And Davin, big props to you, Davin, right at the top there. Thank you, Davin, for coming in. Very much appreciate it. #1 chat on Twitch, folks. Looking forward to tomorrow's bullshit showdown. Klugen swoop. Klugen swoop. That's what I'm always saying, that, right? Klugen swoop. Someone you trust is one of us. I officially, by the way, Chem Goblin, I officially removed the ear rape version. I don't have the ear rape version of Illuminati, and I don't have the ear rape version of Sad Violin anymore. I just have the regular version. I replaced them with Yeehaw and Whipcrack. So much fun. That is literally so much fun. Do this all day. It's every time someone's full of shit, I'm gonna do a Whipcrack. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow. I look forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, folks, peace in that motherfucking Middle East. Glory to the Ukrainian democracy. I already gave you a 3-step program. Step 1, inform yourself. Step 2, join a progressive political organization. And Step 3, put in the work. Don't be fucking shy about it. Become a political activist. Coogan suit. Coogan suit. It's literally the only thing that's ever worked. All right, folks. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah. hoes, man. That's what I mean.